Growth therapy.
Living cute.
Anyways, oh my God, how are you?
Oh my God, how are you? Thank you for coming to my studio. Welcome,
literally-
HK Studios.
You have a beautiful apartment. There's like amenities that we are using because bitch, you're paying for it.
Yeah. What do you mean? This is my private loft.
Oh yeah. It's this whole corporate office.
This is I own the building. You know?
I love that for you. Goals. And no, it's like inspiring me. Like I can't like just setting everything up here. I was like, damn, I can't wait to have a studio.
Yeah.
You know, and just like
It'll
not
happen.
have to like cramp it in the living room.
True.
You know,
Manifesting. It'll happen.
It'll happen. Just
happen.
have to keep working hard. Keep buying the merch.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And the merch is fucking cute.
Thank
Y'all check it
you.
out. We had some exclusives at the show. You missed out.
You know, I worked so hard on those merch.
It came out so good.
Thank you.
It came out so good.
I loved that.
Yes.
So anyways, let's get into it, bitch, because we have a lot to catch up
All
on.
right.
Hi guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Zocdoc Therapy, and guess what? Your
What?
favorite is here, HK motherfucking Brains.
HK Reigns.
So I say that for everyone. I
Yeah.
say like your favorite, but like I think I truly mean it with you. Like because you're a lot of you know everyone is someone's favorite. That's how I look at it. Everyone is someone's
True.
favorite, and it's
Yeah.
you know people have like their own thing, but like you're everyone's favorite.
Oh,
So-
well, no, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said like everyone has their own favorite. You
Right.
know? I love the diversity of guests that you have because we all have something different to offer.
Yeah,
So,
no,
and
everyone
if you do
is-
like me, if I am your favorite, I love you.
Everyone is so different. I feel like
Yeah.
the favorites really go between like you and Rose, if not both,
Rose is a heavy hitter.
or the twins.
She's my.
But no, you and Rose. But the twins have their own show, so I feel like they're like their own little thing.
Yeah, if we're talking about like OG BGT cast,
Yeah.
Rose is my number one
Oh, but
competition.
Jess is there
I'm just
too.
kidding.
I feel
oh,
like
Jess.
But Jess is so fucking. Jess, you know what, is an underdog or underrated,
But
not
she
underdog.
for sure has like her own bracket.
She
of
does,
like,
of, like-
Jess stands as she fucking should.
Oh, for
you
sure.
know?
She like reps like the Christian girls who are like
Yes.
or like low key hoes, but they're not
Yes.
gonna say it, but you know they are.
Yeah.
You know, respectfully.
I absolutely, yeah,
And
because
then-
I'm a Jess stan and a Rose stan.
Exactly. And I love that
So-
we're like everyone just like it's like not even a competitive thing.
No, it's not.
So but it's just like everyone like brings something to the table.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So shout out to my cast.
Yeah, shout out to
Like, literally, you guys are the
cast.
best.
Oh, you're the best.
Thank you.
You're like that.
Like I feel like my personality is like a very happy in between. Like I'm the middle child in
You're-
my family. So I'm very middle child when it comes to all of you guys because you guys have all each have like your really distinct and loud personalities. And I'm just like the middle child. Like I'm just like the kind of the balance between everyone.
It's so interesting because you know how they have those like archetypes of like middle child, youngest, eldest, and all that stuff. I am an only child, but I give like eldest energy, but then I've also heard that I give like youngest energy. So I don't know.
You give young energy, but you give only child energy.
I give OnlyFans energy. But no, yeah, I
Fill me up.
I don't know. I don't know where I fit, but like I'm just like, what is the only child energy?
It's just
Child of destiny.
it's just like it's you and that's it. It's just
Okay.
like your world. It's like your world.
Me and only me.
Yeah, and it's not in like a selfish way. I mean, some like only child people could like come off as like selfish because they're so used to it's just them.
Yeah.
But like you just, but I think that you aren't really selfish in that way. You're more just like I'm just who the fuck I am and like
Yeah.
unapologetic.
Who is
You know.
in the eldest, middle, and youngest? Who is the Beyonce?
Huh?
Like who's the one that's like
Who's the Beyonce of
like
the cast?
steals all like the time from the parents? Like who's the
I don't
Is
know.
it
I
the
think it
youngest?
depends. I feel like it maybe just made the youngest.
the middle child's the forgotten child?
Yeah, 1000% abandonment issues. It probably it could go different ways. I feel like the
Okay.
older kid could be like have a lot of attention because they are the first one, and
Right.
like they're kind of like led to have a lot of like responsibilities, or it could be the baby because they're the baby and it's like they're cute.
I just feel at some point the eldest ends up being scorned because they like had all the firsts.
Yeah.
And then the parents like.
And then the baby never gets anything because they're tired by the time it gets to them. I don't know. I was the one that got hit the most.
Oh shit. Where were you? Where did you fall?
I'm in the middle. Like I have an older brother and a younger brother, so I was the middle and the only girl.
And the only girl.
And so like me lashing out and being dramatic as a teenager, as teenagers are.
Yeah.
I felt like it felt like it was like more intense at that age because like my brothers weren't going through the same things. I like didn't have a lot to relate to.
Oh shit.
You know, and then and I was like very like stubborn and like a brat, and like I would fight back. Okay. I would like talk shit back.
You were the rebel.
I don't even say I was a rebel because I still was like a kind of a good girl at the same time too. Like I wasn't out there like doing stupid shit, not until like in my 20s. But like as a kid, like I felt like I just spoke up more.
You were outspoken then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I definitely like.
It's not always a bad thing.
Right. But they, you know, in a Filipino household.
In a traditional home. In a traditional home. Yeah, yeah.
It's not, you know.
It's insubordinate.
Like, right, exactly.
Yes.
So like my mom would say shit and I would say shit back. And it's just like.
I think that's
like,
just
why
our
don't you ever
generation.
just shut the fuck up?
That's just like our generation shit. Millennials, we didn't take no shit.
Yeah, we didn't take no shit.
Second generation Pinoys, we didn't take no shit.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was just like stubborn. I never like listened. I just did what I wanted to do, but that was like a lot of ADHD.
Okay. Well, look what that born. A beautiful
literally
platform.
has manifested into this.
Yes.
Like that's it is what it is.
I love that. So
but yeah.
Cool.
But how about you when you were like being the only child and like how was that kind of
Well, it's
dynamic?
a mix of things because yes, while I did have like only child upbringing, what was going on in my home was traumatic.
Oh yeah.
And
you revealed a lot. I learned a lot about you through like that Patreon episode we did. Like
y'all, the Patreon episode. Get on the Patreon episode because I revealed a lot
of your childhood that I was like, I never knew you went through that.
Yeah.
And like I wanted to ask more, but it's just I don't want to ever cross the
episode
line.
2.
Episode 2.
But it's just
the next Patreon episode that we're recording, we'll do.
The thing is, like, I don't mind being an open book because also
Yeah.
if it can help people connect, because yes, those traumas they still lead into my adult life, but it's like talking about it does help, you know, and being able to recognize and being open to the process of processing it helps. So yeah, understanding that there were things that were not in my control, but
it's crazy because like knowing you and just like how you are in your everyday and like who you are as a person, like your heart, your mind, and everything is like, it's like yeah, like you obviously have like been through shit, but I never. It's like I'm surprised with the amount of shit like you've been through because I feel like it could have gone like a different way.
And you know what's crazy is that when you're going through it,
yeah,
at least for me, I was just focused on overcoming the hurdles. I was just focused on, you know, not being homeless, on no longer being a victim of abuse. Yeah. And then when those things ended, I'm just like relieved and I'm just like, oh, thank God it's done. Yeah. And it's not until literally years later that I'm just like, I fucking did that. I overcame. I lived through several movies, you know, like a franchise of abuse. And so, yeah, like I feel fucking great. And it's not always a celebration either because you know, some parts still can be triggering and some parts still can be, you know, realizing that I am unfortunately just on my own and I don't no longer talk to my family. Well, that's for the better, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Some parts of it are just like bittersweet.
Yeah.
But overall, grateful and thankful and proud of my motherfucking self that I got through it, you know? Yeah. But yeah, you don't think about that until like much later. Yeah. So shout out to trauma survivors because you should never forget to credit yourself and be proud of yourself for getting through it.
Yeah, and here you are now on your own in this beautiful place.
Yes,
in the Bay.
Thank you for joining me.
I always love spending time with you.
I love spending time with you.
Okay. But also, you killed it at the live show, bitch. Like,
I had so much fun.
Like I keep rewatching yours and Jess's like opening dialogue. Oh my god, it was so fucking fun.
Shout out to Jess for being such a great on-stage partner in crime, because first of all, y'all, I was running 2 hours late to my call time because let me tell you, I definitely underestimated traffic.
Yeah. But you got there right when the doors open.
Literally the nick of time. I got in there in the nick of time. My friends that came with me, they went straight to the bar. And then I ran up backstage and I was like, I'm so sorry. But like, you were just like happy that I was there.
I was just like, thank God you're here. But also like because we were supposed to do some like interview stuff, whatever. But we were also like running behind too. So it was also just kind of like.
It worked out.
It worked out. It was fine. I was just like, you're here. Yeah. You're safe. Like,
and the crowd was great. The venue was fucking nice. Like,
I love that
everything
venue,
aligns. Like, that's the best too. When everything aligns and the crowd, the energy, the lineup, like everything. Excuse me. The flow of the show was just so much fun.
It was so much more like calm and collected than like the first LA show.
Oh yeah.
The first LA show was just like,
we need to redo LA. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do a redo.
I think the LA show was more of a party.
It was a tester. It was a rager.
Yeah. It was a rager.
Let's be real.
For those who listened to the episode, you probably didn't finish it because it was a lot.
Yeah.
We definitely need
but
to
we still had fun, and I definitely know the crowd had fun.
Oh, that's why we were like, no more open bar.
Yeah.
Like, because it was just, well, we first did open bar because we just wanted people to show up.
Yeah.
You know, and they showed up.
They showed up.
And they drank. And LA knows how to fucking get down. We get it because I'm from LA.
They drank the bar.
And a lot of them were my friends. So. And it was like, I really blame it on me too, because I was like, everyone take a shot with me. This means a lot. And it's just, a lot of people don't. I just forget that like, some people don't know how to handle their liquor.
Yes.
You know, including myself.
And we had a range of ages and a range of alcoholics.
Literally.
Myself included.
Yeah. All of us.
But it was, I think being there, having a front row seat to see like the process of like you putting on show number 1 and then to now show number 2, it's progressed so well. And I can't wait to see show number 3.
New York. I know. I was like waiting to announce it, but the twins were like, we already announced it on their show. And I was
they're like, it's
okay.
coming. I'm definitely going to save up because I'm
New
inviting myself to the lineup. Sorry.
Yeah, no, come through. I'm going to try to budget you in. It just depends.
No, it's okay.
My goal is to budget everyone in, but we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
It's one of those things. It's like.
That'll be the first time I'm in New York, y'all.
I haven't been in New York since I was a kid too, so this is like really like the first time being in New York.
When is the?
It's probably gonna be around August or September.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Because even if you get a ticket, maybe we could figure out an Airbnb situation for all. Like
cute.
It's just something. We'll figure something out.
Okay. Cool.
Because I definitely want like you guys there. The twins are like, I don't know how we're gonna budget everyone in. I'm like, we're gonna figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
I'm gonna try to.
Well, the way you guys, I have full faith you will, because the way you guys pulled it off and seeing like the behind the scenes of like the structure, so impressed.
Thank you.
I'm thoroughly impressed with how everything
I made that production schedule.
Out. Yes, the production schedule is beautiful.
Thank you.
Like you sent it to me and I was like, great. And then still just showed up late. But even when you still built it out so well that when I showed up late, I was able to just like, my entry point was like.
Where we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was.
Broco Therapy is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you're a people pleaser like me, you'll find it difficult at times to have a balance between choosing you versus choosing yourself. Because you're pleasing everyone else, you forget to neglect yourself. And eventually it just turns into like burnout. Like you feel, like, honestly, it leads to depression because you're just neglecting your own self needs and what you want for you. And literally that is the story of my life. So thank you for subscribing. That's why you should try therapy. And I suggest BetterHelp.
It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/brokegirl today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/brokegirl. I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. Especially in this economy, I bet most of us are doing paycheck to paycheck. To be honest, it is hard out here, so no judgment if you are living paycheck to paycheck. Especially it becomes extra stressful when unexpected expenses come up. With Dave, you can get your money sooner, so without worrying about how much money you have to get through the week. Dave is a banking app that can help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. With Dave, there's no interest, late fees, or credit check. Millions of people have already downloaded the Dave app to get the financial relief they need with extra cash. Download the Dave app from the App Store right now or go to dave.com/brokegirl. That's dave.com/brokegirl and sign up for extra cash account that get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking services provided by Evolve Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna be great. And even now, making it about me, in my personal life, what was going on behind the scenes during show 1, I didn't even have a car. Like I Ubered.
Oh yeah, that was that time when you were.
Yeah, like I was going through. I totaled my car, y'all.
Yeah.
Like at the
Jessica Clark is calling me, but not right now.
Oh my God, Jess, are we gonna like phone
should
her
we
in?
phone
Are we
her
gonna phone her in?
Hello.
Hi, my love.
Hi. What's up? You're on air. Broco Theory. We're recording with HK.
Hey, Jess.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Special guest. Hi, baby.
We were just talking about how funny you guys were at the live show.
Honestly, take us on the road, book us. Like we can do bar mitzvahs, weddings, funerals,
Quinceañeras, all of it.
Quinceañeras, all of it.
Yeah.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Wait, why'd you call?
Oh, I was gonna ask you what those 4 flip lights that you have. It like flips in and out.
What?
You know what I'm talking?
Flip
You know
lights.
those lights that you have for your setup?
The strip ones or like the more square ones?
The square ones, and like you can like close them.
Oh yeah. I have it. What's up? I don't know. Look up like studio lighting on Amazon. I'm sure you'll find it. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Hey, love you. Bye.
Bye.
So funny. I was like, oh my gosh, she's like reading our minds. Anyways, where were
Her
we?
ears are ringing.
Right.
I
You
was
didn't have a
saying-
car. Yeah, it was like going through a lot.
What was going on during show 1, I had totaled my car. I was Ubering everywhere. My life was like not in shambles, but in progress. And then it was at the time when I decided I wanted to move to the Bay. So all these things, I was like incurring debt, but I was like determined. I was like, no, I want to make this happen. To like fast forward September, October, November,
April.
December, January, February, March, April. So it's like over half a year.
Yeah.
And now we're here in my
the Bay.
beautiful home. HK
Honestly,
Studios. Like,
HK
it's just,
Studios,
I'm
yeah.
glad that like things, you know, like, yes, it takes grit and it's not always fun and games. It takes hard work, but like things progress and we make it happen.
I know.
We're happeners. We're
happeners. We make life happen.
But so thank you for being part of the journey, honestly. Like, I know that maybe to like people that follow and people that like enjoy hearing about our lives, like they only see small snippets, but it's been a motherfucking progress, okay?
For sure.
But it's progressing.
Yeah, if you like last time it was just like a transformative time.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that like a lot of us could relate. And I feel like
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was also kind of going through that too. There was just still so much with like that loss. It was just a lot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's
All
like
that merch,
endless things to
all
talk
the money I
about.
made from that merch from that first shoe, I had to pay someone else's debt because I was getting sued for it.
That's right. That's
Vincent,
right.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Vincent, Michael David.
Girl.
You owe me
Put it
money.
out there.
You owe me about $2,000.
Pay it back. Pay it back.
Pay it back. But he's never.
You
going
will
to.
be added.
You will be, yeah. So, anyways, but moving on from that.
Moving on.
Growth. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's not even about the money. It's just like, it's,
Yeah.
it's the principle. And I think it was a lot of like a shift of moving on from like past people that were just like not great, so it's transformative.
1,000%. What you just said. Also, when you outgrow spaces, you outgrow people. And I think that's growth. That's why I'm loving my 30s, because my threshold for bullshit is...
It's so much better than your 20s. In your 20s, you're like, everyone is my best friend, even though they're like shitty
You
fucking
want
people.
to let people in
Yeah.
because you think that quantity over quality.
Right.
And now I'm just like, nope. There are like distinct qualifiers
Yeah.
and limited space.
Literally. I'm on Bumble BFF, and it's like, I'm still trying to like, not sponsored. And I'm like trying to find friends, and it's like still, because I don't have friends out here.
Yeah.
But you live like an hour away.
Yeah, I'm not like super
Like I need
accessible.
someone like local, but it's
Right.
just even that it's like hard because it like my standards are higher,
Yeah.
and it's like hard
As they
to
should be though.
base off
Like
of
you don't
like a
want to just
photo.
connect just to like be social, and all of a sudden you get stuck with someone who's like a fucking
Sucks.
energy vampire or like
right.
just worse, like a horrible person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it. Have standards and have
Even with your friendships.
qualifiers, and like, yes, meet people, but then know that like when you see a red flag, it's like, okay, cool, that was fun. You don't have to see each other ever again, type of thing.
Right.
So
Yeah. Well, any other
yeah.
updates? Because I know that you wanted to talk about a few things.
oh, the tea? The tea?
Yeah, the tea bitch.
Well, so yeah, leading off from the Patreon episode, which I won't get into all the details because you got to subscribe for that.
yeah.
but-
There's only like 3 people who heard that episode.
Right. Mr. Big, who I won't go into who is that because you gotta
Again, you gotta
subscribe.
catch up. Yeah.
But Mr. Big was a sneaky link from the holidays, and we were like talking here and there because it's long distance, and we still would like message each other on IG. And then one day he messaged me and he's like, "Oh, miss you," and I was like, we don't say that.
Yeah. Oh, but then maybe that means he misses.
But I was like, maybe, I don't think it's like any type of feelings. That honestly, it's just like a conversation sparker.
Yeah.
And then the same day, he kind of like soft launched his bae or whoever he's like talking to.
Wait, this is the dude that you finally drafted and said your feelings to him, and he was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
would like the same thing." But then I'm going to
And it was never serious, right? It was just like
But you really liked
an open
him.
channel. Well, I mean, I just like the way he fucked.
No, stop masking
Well,
it.
I like the potential too. I like that
Yeah.
there was potential. But to be honest, like I
You
knew
like-
that
you
the
liked-
reality was I didn't know enough about him.
Yeah.
I liked the idea because I wanted to get to know more and see like, oh, maybe are we compatible? Like I still don't really know much of his like his interests, his personality
Yeah.
yet. But I was like, oh, I would like to get to know you more.
Right.
And that's where we had left it. So when that happened, I was just confused to the point where I was like, I posted on my close friends. I was like, y'all, please tell me I'm not crazy. Like this man just soft launched his
What
boyfriend.
was the soft launch?
So he had been visiting. He came back to Cali for Easter weekend, and he was like, "Hey, I don't know if you're in SoCal. I know you moved, but I'm here for Easter weekend." I was like, oh, "Okay." So he's hitting me up to like link up, and then literally that day, it's been a weird dynamic. Like when I would
Yeah.
post, I'm friends with a lot of faggots, and like I post my friends all the time, and they're good looking. My friends are beautiful,
Yeah.
and so he never expressed like type of a jealousy, but he would always say weird comments of just like,
No, you
"Oh,
have
who's
hot
that?"
friends.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. My friends are beautiful, but
everyone,
he would say
all of you guys.
he would say the weird things of just like, "Oh, who's that?" or like, "Oh, blah blah blah." I was like, "Bitch, that's literally just like my best friend." Like
Yeah.
it's not, you know.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Although the record doesn't really, I guess it tracks because I fuck my
So
best friend.
yeah,
so
you
like,
saw what you meant.
besides that,
I love the description.
digging my
I was
hole,
like,
just digging my
HK
motherfucking hole.
talks about his threesome with his best friend. I was like, oh my god, the way I just exposed
digging my hole. Not me saying like, "Oh yeah, it's nothing," and I'm like, "Wait,
You're like, "Oh,
I'm a
yeah, I did fuck him.
I'm a
Yeah,
slut."
you're right.
But anyway, it was like when people would ask those type of questions, I would be like, "So there is something that you're trying to like inquire about, right?"
Yeah.
So that weekend I had posted about, me just being out, and I don't think that was the motivation, but yeah, he posted a pic and it was him in a hammock because he was just like vacationing. And then at first it was like just a pic, people like post their legs and like their feet. And then the next slide on his story was like him intertwined with like another guy's legs, and then the caption was companion spot has been filled. And then he tagged him, and I was like, oh, that's cute. Like, I wasn't even like, I didn't feel a type of way. I was like, I felt congratulatory. I was like, oh my God, that's actually super fucking cute. But I'm confused because literally hours ago,
He just texted you.
you slid in the DMs and was just
Maybe
like,
it's not that
hey, come
serious.
see me. And then so like that same day, and I know he saw that I viewed his story, and literally after my confusion when I posted to my close friends, asking my friends like, yo, can y'all just validate like I'm not feeling crazy? Minutes after I posted my close friends asking my friends what's up, he slid again. He's like, hey, are you coming through? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bruh, like,
I think he tries to get you jealous.
well, I just think he's just down to fuck,
Yeah.
like maybe he is pursuing this guy, but is still very much single. Cause like
Right.
when you're in that talking stage, you're not official and you can fuck around. So I'm like, okay, I'm not mad at that too. I've definitely done that as well.
Right.
And I'm not above it. I would if he was more
But if
accessible.
it was so serious, I don't think he'd be fucking around. I don't know.
That's why I'm like, I know it's not serious
It's-
because
yeah.
it's clearly the guy is also like me on the West Coast.
Right.
And if
Oh,
he's
yeah,
just
like another West
yeah,
Coast.
and if he's just double dipping, I'm not mad. And it's
Right.
not that, it's also not that serious to where I need to ask,
Why don't you?
I can if it comes to like
Why
sexual
don't
health.
just, what if
Yeah.
one day you just call him?
Yeah, and then the
Have like
most
a
recent
casual conversation like he's one of your friends.
the most recent update is that we did chat yesterday on IG because he messaged me after I posted this random story, and we started talking about like, what the fuck were we talking about? Fuck, I can't even remember. But it got to the point where he was like, oh, well, how have you been? And I was like, oh, you don't ask me that. Because usually it's just like commentary on my posts. And then it was the first time he genuinely asked, like, how have you been? I was like, I've been good. How are you? And he actually gave me a full update of like what's going on in his life. And I was like, oh, I hope things work out. Like he's kind of going through a little stuff. And then he's like, yeah, I might be moving in a little bit, but staying on where he's at right now. And then we were talking about like the next time he's coming back to Cali. And then he's like, oh, I miss our cuddles. And I was like, okay, that's nice.
What if he like?
I can't, at this point, it's, yeah, it is a little bit of my like air to caution and
Yeah.
which is a habit I'm not mad at. But I was like, okay, that's cute. I'm not going to reciprocate fully. I will respond, but I'm not going to reciprocate like, oh, miss you too. Like,
Right, especially when he just kind of soft
yeah.
launch.
Like, I'm just down to fuck.
Right. And so keep it.
Yeah. And I do
Professional, if that's the point.
What my tactic at that point is I redirect it to playfulness. And I'll be like, oh, miss that dick,
You said that?
Yeah. Which of course is gonna like yield
It's
a
just
positive
gonna be a
response
sexual
anyway.
conversation.
Yeah. And so yeah, sorry.
Like, why are you making all this noise in the middle of a recording? You're like shaking the ice, like causing all this destruction. Jeez. Just put it on the mic.
I just wanted to mix my matcha, but let me tell y'all, when I saw Steph's glare dart, like what the fuck?
Like
oh,
so loud.
I'm so
He's
sorry.
like,
So sorry.
Anyways.
Sorry, y'all.
Ooh, you should send him
So, yeah.
this episode.
Nope, we'll not be doing that.
What if I make a clip?
And that's something, you know
of
what?
just, like,
I love.
of what? What were you gonna say?
That's also something even outside of Patreon. That's why I got super vulnerable on
Yeah.
Patreon. But outside of Patreon, I enjoy making long form content because only the real motherfuckers are listening to this. Only the real ones that are into this. And so that's why I sometimes talk shit about my friends on here.
Because your friends.
Because I know
are
they're not gonna fucking listen.
Aw, I hope your friends tune in. Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. But yeah.
That's why I talk shit about my friends on here.
But definitely he's not gonna be tuning in. No. He's not really like into, even in general, he's not really like a podcaster.
I mean, I don't know. Even if I wasn't into podcasting and I was like started dating a guy and I knew that he would,
if I was gonna cyber stalk, I would tune in.
And he was like a normal
If I was interested, yeah.
1000% I would listen. So maybe he did.
Maybe. But I'm also,
but not definitely not the Patreon because you gotta pay.
I'm also hoeing up around here too, so
yeah. I love that.
But that's it.
Oh, we got HK update.
HK loves to play.
HK. Is that the name of the episode? HK loves to play. Okay, let's read an email.
Okay.
We still haven't decided a name for this segment.
Oh, we'll figure it out
Another day.
Yeah, another day. off air.
I want something with like tea. Like I want something juicy.
Juicy?
Oh wait.
Oh, you mean
this
an
one
email?
literally says tea story time. Not really advice, but do want to tell someone. LOL.
Okay.
Okay, and she.
So therapy.
All right, so here goes my story. Saddle up because it's some bullshit after bullshit.
Oh.
Okay, so it all started with me. Actually, I want you to read this. I don't know why.
Okay. I hope they don't mind being judged.
No,
kidding.
we want.
I'm just kidding.
This is why we do what we do.
Yeah, it's still a safe
judge
zone.
you guys
I just
at
like
home.
I just like cracking jokes.
Yeah, you're my favorite person, and I don't actually say this with everyone to read emails with. No, like dead ass.
That's your next merch tee. Is you're my favorite person. ...
Dot, dot, dot. You're my favorite person. ... And then the back would be like, just like everyone else.
This is how she keeps her friends.
Yeah.
It's through validation. Through
It
validation.
is. Actually, I do like, I mean, that's not how I keep my friends, but
Yeah.
I do a lot of validation, I guess, in a way.
This is random. I don't know, this has nothing to do with this segment, but I just thought of it. What if we hosted a BGT club night? Would y'all come?
Wait, okay, stop. I was thinking of one day, I was like telling the twins, I was like, what if we do like a meet and greet / mixers just / party? It's not even
We
a
can
show.
just get a fucking table and be like, if you're ratchet, just show the fuck up.
like, oh yeah, like work with the club or something.
Yeah, and buy me a shot. I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
If you want to black out,
We should just do like, you know how like Kim Kardashian shows up to certain club events?
yeah,
You know, like
I
maybe
think
we'll
that'd
like
be
do
so
one.
much fun.
Oh my god!
Or like even
if
like
you're a promoter in Los Angeles or in the Bay, like let me
actually,
know.
yeah, I'd be even willing to go back down to SoCal. Like,
Yeah, like we'll literally just open. We'll just be there.
Yeah.
And have people.
BGT club.
Bitch.
Get me on the mic. Beep, beep, beep,
Get me
beep.
on the mic. Okay, hold on. Let me find this.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Tea story time, not really advice, but do you want to tell someone? LOL. All right, so here goes my story. Saddle up, because it's some bullshit after bullshit. Okay, so it all started with me and this dude. We'll go with Aquarius as his name. Aquarius. And we've been hooking up for 2 years-ish.
Capricorn, Aquarius,
Pisces,
Pisces, Aries.
Aries,
Oh, yes.
Taurus, Gemini, Cancer.
Oh!
Match a pitch. Match a
I was like-
motherfucking pitch.
I was like, real Beyonce fans will know, like, what's that
Yeah,
song?
so if you didn't know that song, give me your tickets. You should
me
not.
your
You should not be going to
tickets. You should
Renaissance.
not go.
No.
Anyways.
Anyway, so Aquarius as his name, and we've been fucking for 2 years-ish, and he's a dad.
Ooh.
So I see him every other weekend. Oh,
Wait.
regular fucking.
We've been
Regular
hooking over
fucking.
too, and he's a dad. Okay.
Yeah.
We're just fucking. It's fine.
So anyways, last March, I start getting super close to this girl. We'll call her Gemini. So she a two-faced bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll find out. Shit, maybe that's why.
And so close to where she's my bestie, I get her a job at my job.
Oh yeah, she gonna sleep with him.
I got one of my...
Sorry.
Not you jump into the damn.
We'll find out.
This is actually crazy because I've had a similar situation. So you became besties with this girl. You got her a job at your job.
Right.
Which is you a real one for that.
I have to fart.
I got one of...
Sorry.
Wait, this is in a closed space. This is in a closed space.
Nope,
You gotta go out. You gotta go out.
It's too late. It's fine.
It came out. It came out.
It's fine. It's out.
No,
It's
I'm
out.
just kidding. Okay, I got her a job
It's
at
out.
my
It's a
job.
small one. won't too bad. It won't too bad.
I got one of my friends to help her get a car because he works at a car dealership and she's literally sleeping over at my house like 3 to 4 times a week. Okay, so let's just digest and process what's happening. The players are Aquarius, who's your regular fuck, who's a dad.
He works at a car dealership.
Second player is new bestie. I don't know. Oh, last March. So kind of like a year. And Gemini, you kind of like helped her build her life. That's a big deal. But there is a little touches of like toxicity there when you're trying to like help form somebody and, you know, they take a lot. You know, like I can only imagine how much you're feeling because that's a lot of labor. Let's go on. Anyways, so at first she's like all for me, and Aquarius trying to be like, nah, y'all ain't just hooking up. Y'all are going to get married and this other bullshit, but just playful and it's whatever. But after a couple months, let's say he didn't come out on the weekends. Sorry, little lack of punctuation. But what I got from that is Aquarius, the bestie, is trying to hype you up.
So Gemini's been sleeping over at Aquarius's house 3 to 4 times a week.
No, wait.
Yeah, because I'm reading the email too. So I got her a job at my job. I got one of my friends to help her get a car because he works at a car dealership, and she's literally sleeping over at my house 3 to 4 times.
Oh, Gemini's the bestie. I fucked up. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
So Gemini's sleeping over. We need a name for the main girl. What's her sign?
Virgo.
We're gonna call you Virgo. Okay, so Virgo is the main character.
And it's also such a Virgo thing to help her get her life together. Because Aquarius, we could be very like loosey-goosey. So it is a very typical dynamic to have. Yeah.
I think
Beyonce
you're
and Kelly Rowland. Beyonce's Virgo, Kelly Rowland's Aquarius.
Beyonce carried the group.
That's what I'm saying. So Virgo, you carried the group, but what happened here?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
very Beyonce of you.
Yeah. Anyway, so at first she's like, okay, go.
Yeah. Anyway, so at first she's like all for me and Aquarius, trying to be like, nah, y'all ain't just hooking up. Y'all are going to get married and this other bullshit, but just playful. And it's whatever. But after a couple months, let's say he didn't come out on the weekends, she'd be like, oh, I wonder who he's with. If he went to the bars and he's talking to another girl, and she'd be like, that's so embarrassing. He's disrespecting you like that. And so forth. And I explained to her many times, dick is bomb as fuck, but he's not who I want long term. So why would I get mad if he's out with others or talking to others? I'm not going to be the temporary person keeping him from his forever. Okay, you a level-headed bitch.
Yeah, she knows her role.
And Gemini just need to shut the fuck up. I'd be like, girl, take your free housing and everything I gave you. No, I'm just kidding. But like, be fucking for real.
Right.
BFFR. Like I'm glad that you recognize that like, just because someone is speculating when they shouldn't be on your life, when this person should not have anything to say and commenting on other people's life, it's good that you recognize that it's just talk. So, anyways, I also love your vernacular because the way you talk be kind of like the way that I talk to my friends. Anyways, this shit goes on for months of her saying like, you should stop talking to him, you should block him. But we'd be making plans and she'd be like, is Aquarius coming? Is he almost here? You should invite him. Red flag.
That's something she fucking Aquarius.
I forgot. We need to order on Amazon some like cute little red flags. So like,
oh,
as we're reading stories, we're like,
fucking it up. Fucking it up.
Yeah. So, and to keep it short and simple, I was a dumb bitch. So I skipped past those red flags like it was a high-speed chase. Did we not say red flag?
Right,
yes.
right.
And that's okay. We don't self-deprecate. You were just living your life. We don't always in the moment recognize or when we need to stop and see a red flag, okay? You're fine. Almost a year of all of us hanging out and stuff, and suddenly one day I realized they're having a conversation and I feel like the third wheel. Like, I'm like, weird, but whatever. And then one day she gets too drunk at the bar as I'm going to put my jacket with the DJ. I turn around. Oh, you better have it in with the DJ. I turn around and she's throwing ass at him, dancing on him. LOL. But I'm like, weird. My friends get her off and shit. But get her off and shit because our entire friend group knows about him and me. As in, he's my little sneaky link.
And she is too.
And he's right away apologizing, asking me to not to be mad and all this. I'm like, it's whatever. She's drunk and let it go. As you should. We don't get mad at that. Yeah. You chilling because you are secure. So the next day at work, I bring it up to her. I'm like, hey, do you remember that? And she's like, yeah, I do. What about it? Sorry, that's the way I read it.
Right, I know.
Not me adding drama.
The attitude. You're
yeah,
like,
and what about it?
But just to say,
But
yeah,
really,
what about
though,
it? That's not.
It is a particular way. If that's your response,
unless she's like, yeah, what about
instead
it?
of being
bitch,
like,
what
yeah,
about it?
like instead of being like, oh yeah, so sorry about that. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
what about it?
So she said, yeah, what about it?
Or maybe she's just trying to be nonchalant, like, yeah, like what about it? Like, no big
Maybe
deal. I don't know.
I choose violence.
Yeah.
So yeah, what about it, bitch? and I say, well, it was weird. Even Aquarius expected me to be mad and apologize, but it's normal for you. She then turns around and says how I'm a terrible friend to her, how I'm mean, disrespectful, and that she doesn't even like me anymore. I just sit there and I'm like, wow, side eye. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I added that too. If that's how you feel, then by all means, this friendship is over. Ooh. See, Virgo, I'm a fan because you're keeping it motherfucking real, and you clearly have a threshold for immaturity because that's what she's giving you.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, she chose violence because she's insecure.
And she probably doesn't like you because you're more secure than her.
Right. Notice how her behavior was never addressed. Right. But whatever, she's burnt so many bridges with her friendships to where I introduced her to my friends. And of course, they all know her through me. So if it's not me including her in the plans, she's not in them. Right. Because she is what? A side character.
Oh.
Gemini, you're not making it to season 2.
Right.
You getting killed off.
She's the villain. Yeah.
A couple weeks later, she comes back and apologizes. And I'm very much over it, as you should. I'm like, we can be civil and be coworkers, but you are not my friend.
So coworkers.
She gets mad because she's saying I've turned everyone against her, and I literally show her the messages where they asked if she's coming, and all I had to say about it was no. She's no longer my friend, but y'all can continue to hang out with her if y'all would like. Anyways, I've slowly started distancing myself from Aquarius, and can you press the applause button? No, it's gonna.
Actually, I can't hear it. Never mind.
That deserves applause. That deserves
Editing
applause.
staff applause.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Slowly started distancing myself from Aquarius, and am no longer friends with Gemini. But I haven't told our other friends or even my sister because I feel like such a dumb bitch through and through, and that's my story. Wow. So, no, you are not a dumb bitch. You are a smart bitch, and you are probably the smartest bitch in the room at this point because...
Definitely in this room.
Let me give you your flowers really quick because there are bouquets that I will be throwing your way. First bouquet is your generosity for allowing this girl so much of your energy and wanting to help her progress and help her build her fucking adult life. I don't even know how old y'all are, but like you are such a generous, kind person, and not everybody deserves that. And this bitch, Gemini, can kick rocks because she has basically taken everything, so much opportunities. She's an opportunist. She's taken so much from you and did not respect your boundaries. And also good on you for not sticking by Aquarius either because he's a dime a dozen. Like, clearly, he'll let any drunk bitch to throw ass on him. So yeah, you don't need that anyway. You definitely want a man that's gonna have more taste
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I feel like she has a very secure like attachment style. Like she wasn't anxious. She was trying to see good in someone. So she was
True.
like, okay, some red flags, but it's not enough to like, like say anything, whatever. And then when it was finally like enough, it was like, all right, I don't really need to have any of you guys around. So I'm going to like choose me and continue and just not, I feel like everyone should thrive to have this type of like, attachment style, because I mean, we should have very secure attachment styles, because you're not like anxiously holding on because you're like, well, we've been friends for so long and I got you a job. So I like have to like be your friend, or like, and then with Aquarius, be like, that dick was so good, I have to hold on to it. We've been there so many times.
That's another couple bouquets of flowers I'm throwing away, because you have the ability to assess your situation. You're smart enough to be like, no, I fucking deserve better. And also you're secure enough to not choose the low road and like start drama and start fights and call her out at work. Like you could have chose violence.
Yeah,
and you could have like blown up at her at work, or blown up at her in front of your friends. You even allowed your friend group to be like, yeah, you can kick it with her, I don't give a fuck, and like you're such a gracious person. And I know it sounds like I'm just like blowing smoke up your ass, but no, this is literally, if you're not telling yourself this, I want you to understand that you are a great person, and not everybody deserves your time and energy. So since they're not saying it, I'll say it. Thank you for being a wonderful person who wants to support and provide and care and allow your friends to be better, and they just shit on it. And the last thing is being smart enough to recognize that you're not being appreciated, and that's self-respect. You're respecting yourself enough and your security to be like, no, I'm no longer needed in this space, and people want to be stupid. Cool, you can go ahead and be stupid in that corner.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on.
Like, bye.
Yeah, so applause. Good story.
I know everyone should learn something from Homegirl.
This is a great story.
I think this is like a perfect example of like,
you touched a lot on like, when you have a toxic friend, a toxic man, toxic bullshit.
And people always send in emails like, I don't know how to handle this situation, and it's like a lot of situations that are so similar to this. And like, I think that like just her sending this, she even knew too. She's like, I'm not looking for advice. I just need to spill the tea. Yeah. Because she knew that she was very secure in the decisions that she made. And
I think you passed the final.
Yeah.
You passed the toxicity final.
Yeah, you're fixed girl therapy now.
Because I would have failed. Again, I'm so curious what your age is. Because if this was like maybe like even mid-20s, 25, I was continuously failing the toxicity final.
I would have failed.
I was constantly re-enrolling in toxicity 101.
Oh, 1000%. I would have, there would have been so many reactions that would have happened, like especially seeing them dance. I definitely would have made it a whole scene and made it all about me at that point.
Yeah.
Like, made you guys the villain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I love a bar cat fight. Just throw and drink, getting kicked out.
I would have victimized myself so badly. If this was my early 20s.
That's a deep toxicity level right there.
I would have victimized myself so badly, made y'all look like the fucking villain.
You should have said, woe is me.
Yeah, that was me in my early 20s. Middle child syndrome.
That makes sense though, especially that age range.
Now I don't even have time to like even to entertain it, or even put myself in position to be friends with people like that. Yeah. Okay, next one is family troubles. So we know this might get deep.
Okay, are
we ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Steph, love the pod. I just want to say that you are like a big sister I never had, and always between relationship advice to family troubles. You truly just a voice for me, and it feels like have someone on my side. So thank you. So I've been having family problems as of lately, and it all started with me scratching my dad's truck. I'm 21, by the way. He got so mad at me, and he hasn't really spoken to me or talked to me since it happened, and he likes to bring it up. Petty. Anytime I tend to do something wrong or make a tiny mistake, he told me I had to pay for it getting fixed, which I totally understand, but I'm not allowed to go out at all go out at all with any of my friends until it's fixed, which I'm 21, by the way, but I live at home. Keep in mind, I'm first generation Mexican American, which means as long as I'm in their house, it's their rules. Filipinos too. My mama always said the same thing. If it's my house, my rules, I pay the motherfucking bills, bitch.
It's hard growing up a brown girl.
Right, yeah. Which means as long as I'm in their house, it's their rules no matter the age. Yep. I was like 25. I was like, My parents treat me like a child all the time and only treat me like an adult when it's beneficial to them. I am the middle child of 3 girls. Okay. So it always feels like I get the brunt of everything. We were just talking about that in the beginning. My older sister got married at the young age of 20. She's 27 now. And my younger sister, is still in high school. So I'm their experiment child for now on how to deal with kids in their 20s becoming adults. But it feels like I never do anything right. And I go part-time school and part-time to work because I have to pay for so many bills that they won't pay for. Same girl, that was me too. That's why I stayed at home for so long because expensive. But apparently that's not good enough for them. I have to go full-time or go to full-time work. Actually, that's what I did. But anyways, the degree I'm going for apparently isn't good enough for them or anything really. I go out one night a week. They just say I'm a party animal and don't take anything seriously. They always like to throw in my face that they came to this country so I can get a better education, which I totally get, but it's hard for someone who doesn't have family that went through the college process. I am truly the first doing everything in my family since my older sister got married right away out of high school. And because of this, my mental health has taken a seriously down road spiral. And any mistake I made gets thrown back in my face, and it feels like I can never grow from it. I also take the brunt of everybody else's mistakes. So I honestly don't know what to do anymore. I don't have any money to move out, and I rely on them to help me with my school payments. And anything I say to them goes in one ear and out the other. I'm not really big on confrontation, so I would like some advice for me, honorary big sister. Aw. Love you and the pod. Don't know what I would do without you. Also tell HK I love him, and also tell Rose I love her, and also she's like my big older sister.
Oh my God.
So sweet.
I love you too. I got your number, girl. I'm gonna text you.
Imagine. She was
Oh my
really
gosh.
excited. Wow, okay. Where to begin?
This story touches my heart because, yeah, growing up as second gen brown American girl, it was fucking hard. And my story's not nowhere near the same as yours, but there are similarities. Like, we understand having parents that are very hands-on or like overbearing.
Right.
And it sucks because they tend to do what they do. Like, they'll guilt trip you. They'll make you feel bad because they suffered and all that shit. And that's like generational curses we ourselves have to fix. They don't know better because their generation isn't talking about mental health. Their generation isn't talking about emotional intelligence at all. So we have all this fucking knowledge and awareness. And some people do attempt to try to like get their families onto it, but it's hard fucking work. Yeah. So I commend you and give you so much credit, and I just want you to hang in there because you're doing fucking great, sweetie. And I know probably nobody's telling you that, but I'll fucking tell you that. And I love you, and I hope you do well. And I know you will do well, because even though it feels like it sucks for now, you still have so much great things going for you. Being able to pursue a degree is a privilege in this country, in this economy, given your background, and like it is hard work and it's going to be miserable, but once you get there, it's going to be great. And with your family, sometimes it won't even heal until you are later into your adulthood, and that's okay. Like, it takes time for them to learn on their own learning curve. It takes time for you to accept that sometimes they just won't learn the same things that we're aware of, and they won't have they may never have the same level of awareness, and that's all right. You love them anyway. I didn't love mine, but I don't, keep loving yours if that's what you choose. But whatever you're going through, it's at this point, I think normal for people with this type of background.
Oh, 1000%.
But it is something you can absolutely overcome, and the rest of your life is going to be so great. You're only 21, little baby, little baby sis. And yeah, always rooting for you. And thank you for the shout out, because I love when people
told you you're a favorite.
I love when people tell me they love me. No, but no
validation.
But no, really, like I love getting to just connect, especially with people like this, like my brown girls.
Yeah.
So love you so much.
Yeah. And I love that, like, my huge, like, following is, like, brown women. Like,
Yeah,
I'm all about all women in general, but especially brown women like me.
Yeah.
I really related a lot to this story just because I lived with my mom up until I was like probably 25, 26.
Yeah.
And again, I think if I could stay home and save money, I would.
Yeah.
But I understood that, like, my relationship with my mom was just so bad.
Yes.
But it was also, like, so hard to move out because the economy, everything is just so fucking expensive. And, you know, I was majoring in, like, fashion. I was going to fashion school. You don't make money in that shit. I'm, like, working at the mall. Like, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was just, that's just where I was in that time because I had a different set of, like, career goals.
Yeah.
And so I was really just hoping my parents would, like, my mom, because my dad, they're divorced, but I lived with my mom. But I was really hoping my mom would just at least be, like, patient with me until, like, I figured it out. And it is, like, one of those things where it's like, okay, it is their house and their rules. And, like, I kind of wish I went out sooner. You know, because that's just the reality. You'll never change it. Unless, you know, you're in school, you got like a plan, get like a 2-year plan of like, okay, let me just suck it up until this time and then I'll get out. But if you really just are not, just find a way to get out, honestly. I know that's like easier said than done. And especially because honestly, ever since I moved out, my relationship with my mom is so much better. It's so much better because
sometimes you just need space.
You just need space. You just need to just not live in the same fucking roof under the same roof.
Space. I'm gonna need space. I'm gonna need, you know, I'm a star space. I'm gonna need space. Throwback. I'm gonna need space.
Yeah. So, yes. So I think just finding out a way, and also just thinking like, okay, this is temporary. So what are my next moves? I am 21. I'm old enough to move out. I am in school. Should I finish until I'm done with school and suck it up and do what I can? Or find a way to go out, live on your own, and go to school? Honestly, every way is possible. Everyone has done a format of that. And but, you know, in my case, when I moved out, I didn't have the money to even like live in an apartment. Like I lived in a dungeon. Like I lived in a basement, you know, and like it wasn't the most glamorous thing, but I like glamorized it so much because I was just so happy to not be like under the laws of my mom, you know, because it was just, yes, it was like a dingy fucking basement, but I was like, I had no rules.
Yes.
I could do whatever the fuck I want to do. I could create my own set of rules, my own set of boundaries, you know, and like, yeah, sometimes I didn't eat for a couple of days because I had to pay my fucking bills.
True.
But it was, honestly, it's like, it's character development. It's becoming an adult. It's like
1,000%.
And unfortunately, if you're presented with, you know, a situation like this where you don't have the privilege and the means and you have to figure it out, it's like you'll learn a lot in the process.
It's enriching.
Yeah.
It's enriching. So everything you said, I 1,000% agree. And I want to emphasize, like, if I were to give myself the same advice at 21, because I wouldn't want to compare what you're going through to what I was going through at 21, but definitely I hard launched everything. So hard launch your life. Like, the cost that I incurred and the debt that I incurred, I would take again because the cost of my independence and my mental health and my individual development was so much more enriching and necessary. And like, I grew up fucking fast, but to the point where I was just like, wow, like I looked at my friend group of my young other 21-year-olds and I was like, I'm so much more matured in these other areas
because
of it.
Yeah.
And not to like brag or make myself feel superior to them, but I was proud of myself for like, oh yeah, I am pushing myself through development.
Right.
And
you're past that stage.
Yeah, sure, it was at the cost of certain things, but sometimes you do need to cut out toxicity. It was essential for my development and my happiness to cut out my mom. And that's what I learned going forward in my life. I do not want to sacrifice anything else for my health and my happiness. Like those should be like two of your top priorities in life going forward. And it's going to look different for everybody else. But for you right now, like maybe you are inching to think about like moving out and stuff. I vote yes, if it's plausible, if it's doable in your life right now. Don't do anything too crazy. Don't jump into any super undoable debt. But if you found something that sometimes you have to go through your dungeon years, sometimes you do have
do
to
that $500 rent
yeah,
to go live in
with
someone's
7
basement.
people. Yeah, or live
Yeah.
with seven people in like
Share
one
a room with someone.
Yeah.
Like rent a room somewhere.
But just like you said,
like,
it's character development, and you do learn. But it's enriching in the best ways.
Yeah.
And anyone who is in this stage of their life at any age, I would just want you to know, like, hard launch your shit, go fucking for it. And that's hard to say because I can't even take that advice sometimes. But when it comes to choosing your individuality and your independence and your development, please prioritize that over appeasing to like your parents or your family or a partner.
Right.
Like you have to live for you at some point.
Like just her describing her household gave me so much anxiety because I just know that feeling of just like,
Triggered.
oh, like you go out once and then your parents are just like, you're a fucking I went to
whore.
Walmart. Yeah, no, I went to Walmart with my friend at 10 p.m., which I know that sounds a little shady, but there was a super Walmart that was like 24 hours.
10 p.m. girl, nobody's tripping. I mean, like I wouldn't be tripping. Like that's regular shit.
Right, it's regular shit.
And I love 24-hour Walmart.
That's
okay.
Thank you. And my friend just hit me up saying like, hey, do you want to go to Walmart with me? And I was like, sure. I have nothing else to do. You know, it's just like one of those days you just do things just to do things, even if you're not doing anything bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I like told my mom, I was like, I'm going to Walmart, and she just like accused me for being a prostitute because
it's the go-to because of generational trauma, insecurity, and unawareness of what we actually do.
But it's also just like the reason I would rather go out at 10 p.m. to go to Walmart with a friend is because I hated being at home.
Yeah.
So it was like a reason to leave. And so I found every type of reason to not be at home. And so my mom saw that and was just like, had to find a reason. And I told her, I was like, I just laughed in her face because I was like, if I was a prostitute, I would have so much more money.
Bro, come on.
Like I would not be living here. Are you kidding me?
Right.
And she's just like,
and I'd be like, well, at least abortion's legal, bitch. No,
right.
I'm just kidding.
My mom would.
No, the Catholics would be up in arms.
Right. Yeah. And so thank God I didn't say that, but woo.
But that's something. Another one of those generational curses is that with their closed-mindedness, it's hard to even tell them to get on board. And that's why I have full faith that in this millennial generation, we're going to be one of the best group of fucking parents.
Oh, 1,000%.
Because it's just an open mindset, open-mindedness that allows us to be like, yeah, we've been that age and we know that you're not out here dealing drugs. And if you are, get that fucking bag. Sorry. That's just me. I don't have no kids. So I have no responsibilities. But you know what I mean? Like there's certain ways to be supportive.
You're like, you better fucking share that bag.
Yeah.
You better share some with
Treat me out. But there's
treat me out. Like,
there's some
give me your
ways.
menu. Like,
I would be a fantastic father. Let me just put that out there. Okay? I'm not promoting drug dealing, but I'm just saying, like,
I want to make that a clip.
There's a certain way there's a certain way of just connecting with people, and like also we had prime examples of what not to do, like the closed-mindedness, the closed-offness, the not wanting to hear us out and just shutting us out. Like, wow, what a more immediate way to distance yourself from your children.
1000%.
You know, and so I think anybody listening to this is just gonna fucking relate. Like, we
in their
don't
own way.
necessarily blame our parents, but we just recognize as a generation, like, yeah, y'all fucked up, or you were fucked up in certain ways, and it's not necessarily always your fault, but you know, we gonna do better. We gonna do better.
Yeah. And I think it's I think like, just to kind of wrap it up for a homegirl who's like living with her parents, like it's temporary. You are allowed to make choices for your life. They're gonna give you shit for it, whatever kind of choice you make. Or it might be excited for you. I don't know. My mom was excited for me to be out of the house,
Oh, shit.
which is different from other brown parents, because I feel like other Filipino parents are always like, no, stay here.
They
and
do.
Even if you're married, you're still there, because they try to keep it very close. And I know that like the Latino community is like very similar in that sense. Yeah. My mom was the complete opposite. She was like, get the fuck out. I'm trying to be here with my new husband and not have to deal with any of my kids anymore. But like, you know, which in hindsight, I used to think it was so fucked up. I wanted parents that wanted me to like be around all the time. But I'm glad that she did give me that push, because it really helped me to just find my independence. And I think the reason why I'm so independent is because of my mom, and the fact that she shoves me. If she could have done things a little differently, but she definitely shoved me into situations where she was like, figure it out. Yeah. You know? And so, you know, like, don't wait for your family to do that to you. I think like, if you just feel it, you know, that like, I don't want to be here. What is my game plan? Do I stay until school's over? Can I figure out how to do this now? Can I rent a room? Can I go live with someone? Whatever the situation is, like, figure it out. And I think that no matter what, you will be happier not having to deal with them as much. Like, you'll realize your mental health and like your happiness, even if you're living in a fucking dungeon. I remember having so many friends looking at me in my life thinking like, this is sad. And I'd be like, I'm living I didn't care. I was like, my rent is cheap. Yeah. Like, I got to
never thought it was sad. I never honestly
like both just like
judged you like that, but I think it's because I had gone through similar shit.
I have a lot of
in your dungeon years, I was living with 6 people.
Oh yeah.
And so I was just like, but I just recognized I wasn't necessarily looking at the circumstances. I was looking at what was going right, which was like, we had the freedom to create, had the freedom to like live our lives and like be LA girls and like crazy. Enjoy life in our 20s. So
I have friends who are privileged or like didn't have.
Are you
to,
from Santa Clarita, girl?
Yeah, exactly. So I have friends. A lot of my friends didn't have to like at that time. Didn't have to like live in a situation like that because they had the privilege of, well, one, you know, went to school to be a nurse, or didn't have a bad household, or their parents could pay for certain things and all that stuff. So it's like, you know, for me, I had a different route of life. And so I know that some of my friends kind of looked at it as like, they knew that I was happy to be out of my mom's house, but they were like, at the same time, like, this is kind of sad. Yeah. Your Wi-Fi is not really working down here.
Right.
You know, so, but I was like, yo, privilege. I could go out. I don't have to stay here and be in my Wi-Fi. I could go out and do whatever the fuck I want.
Absolutely.
So. Anyways, we're cheering for you.
Bro. Thank you for sharing. We're always rooting for you, and I love you.
That was a good one. Triggering, but good. And it tied in together.
It did.
It was a good episode.
It really did.
Anyways, plug yourself.
HK Brains. Instagram.
I love that you always moan before
TikTok.
you plug yourself.
I do. Can that be my audio clip? What?
What's that?
Whoa, wait.
Whoa, shake the ice. Okay.
Imagine I was like, HK Brains. The ice is melted now.
I'll be like, ugh. And then follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brocotherapy.com. All that shit is there. Love you guguys. Send me more stories.
See you in New York.
Yeah, see you in New York.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Growth therapy.